how to be successful with anything. So this is a set of things that works for pretty much everybody, and it enables anybody to do anything they want to be successful. What you do is you remove all distractions that take away from your goal. So this includes a lot of different things that people don't realize. People are distracted by entertainment, social media, all sorts of current events, politics. All of these things are taking away from whatever you could be building to build out a free life for yourself, where you don't have to be worried about money, you don't have to be worried about, not having enough resources or a house that you like or whatever. It's all just, it's most of why people don't have what they want is due to being constantly distracted. And this primarily is due to short-term thinking and short-term habits, where people are stressed, so they go ahead and they enjoy some sort of short-term dopamine activity, where they're getting a short-term hit of dopamine to relieve their stress, but they're not actually solving their problems. So, after a stressful day at work or dealing with something or whatever, family issue or whatever have you, you binge Netflix or sit around playing games for 6 hours. You might feel good for a moment, but nothing's getting done to change your circumstances at that point. So the thing is, most people are doing that. That's the cycle that most people are in. So they go after that short-term gratification because that's easy. It's super easy to hit the video game console button. It's super easy to open a social media page. It's super easy to pull up Netflix. Like that's one of it's like the easiest thing you can do. So what we have to do is we have to reverse this cycle, and we have to do things in which we'll be able to acquire and balance out our brain chemicals and balance out levels of dopamine and get those necessary relieving brain chemicals, but in a healthy way that are not overloading us. There's healthy ways to do this. There's exercise, good diet. Cold showers is one that a lot of people talk about. Cold shower actually helps you to get a burst of naturally occurring dopamine and adrenaline that helps to invigorate and awaken you and just refresh you. So that's another way you can do that in a fully natural way. And the thing about these dopamine habits that people are acquiring, in which it's super easy and takes zero effort, that are bad for you, is because it's so easy, your brain gears you towards doing it again and again and again. It gets addicted. It's dopamine addiction. Like, people don't have video game addictions, they've got dopamine addictions. People don't have porn addictions, they've got dopamine addictions. Porn is just the outlet. Video games is just the outlet. But it's these things that are, those things that in of themselves aren't necessarily the addiction. It's what they're getting from it is that chemical when your brain reuptakes the dopamine again and again. And then it crashes, and then you have no motivation for anything that actually matters for a while. And so that's a vicious cycle that people fall into. But to break this is we move away from that and do healthy things. We move away from the maladaptive habits, and we do things that enable us to get healthy forms of dopamine. That way we can balance out motivation and productivity and still get relief mentally when we need it. So a lot of this it can be condensed too, so where, it's not like you can just never do any of those fun things for the rest of your life, but if you're going to ever do any of that stuff, condense it into like cycles. So where for a month or so, you'll casually build money while doing some fun things, but then you've set aside 3 months where you're not doing any of that shit, and you're just doing healthy, productive things, and you're rooting out all of those bad dopamine habits. So what that allows you to do is, you're not just, never doing anything fun that's easy, but you're taking a specific time to do that, and then you have time where it's just healthy habits, just building, And so during that condensed time, you know, you're going to get it so much done, it's going to be insane. You're going to outpace people who are constantly addicted to video games, porn, social media, all those things that are super easy. If you have condensed, 4 months or 5 months where you're just not doing any of that, and you're committed fully to your goals, and you're just building, you're going to get a lot more done than most people. And so how to build anything of value is to do it in those condensed periods in which you're getting an insane amount done, because that's how you build competition. Is you have to outlast, and you have to outcompete other people, and to gain advantages, that's how you do it. Is you get rid of the distractions that other people are still obsessed with throughout the entire year, and just they're tanking productivity, tanking their overall health, and taking away from their goals and their dreams. So that's really the majority of it, is just rooting out distraction. These people who build the biggest companies in the world, they're not distracted with that shit 24/7. And if they show any sort of sign of committing to that stuff, they've, one, found a way to hyper monetize that particular thing, or two, do it in a condensed period of time, so where most of their time is not doing any of that kind of stuff. So that's the main way to just max out and to level up beyond what normal people do. You see, normalcy is a scam. Normalcy is totally a scam. Normal people will tell you, let's binge Netflix for 20 hours. Normal people will tell you, play this game with me nonstop. And normal people will condone things that are just unnecessary and are unhealthy in the long run. Because, our culture, it basically worships mediocrity, and it tells you, it's okay, just have fun all the time and whatever, it'll be fine. Focus on all these distractions, because you gotta have fun, right? You gotta live a little bit, right? Well, you can still live and not have all of your motivations taken away by all these horribly unhealthy things all the time. There's still plenty of fun things to do that are not addictive. So when you can find that out, it really pinpoints the ways in which you can outpace everybody else trying to do the thing that you're doing.